just put on music. So yeah, welcome one, welcome all to this dumb stream, or maybe welcome no one, I don't really know. But a while ago, 2 years ago in fact, I made this specific tweet, which is this one. And I can't seem to find a One Punch Man Season 1 script anymore. But I did get this. I got this goal a while ago, like 2 years ago now. And so I decided better late than never, and I'd rather not forget about it, so I'm gonna actually do it. But, you see, since I couldn't find the script, I couldn't exactly finish the One Punch Man Season 1 script. So that's why I have a bunch of different other scripts. Like, the one and only B-movie script. It's different. Like that. I have that script. I have the entire Kingdom Hearts Final Mix script, which is pretty cool. I found some this, which is, hey, I suppose that counts as a transcript, so I have that. And I have the Howl's Moving Castle script. Along with, on the same website, there's like Spirited Away and stuff like that, so yeah. I suppose this might be enough, and also, why not? I like speaking, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Other than that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to say a bunch of different things, and hopefully that will do. Hopefully. And without further ado, I suppose I should do it. So eventually I'm going to find some nice music in order to read. Yeah, I suppose this is good. Clouds form amongst darkness as words appear on the screen. Lightning strikes several clouds. Disney Interactive Studios. Square Enix. Kingdom Hearts. I'm going to get this spit up. The clouds part and the words rush the screen. A boy awakens, floating in a strange abyss, the keychain around his neck waving in the current of wind blowing upwards. Gold letters appear in the void. I've been having weird thoughts lately, like, is any of this for real or for not? The words fade away. The boy's heart pumps as he falls deeper into the abyss, his eyes closed. The empty nothingness becomes water, and bubbles form in the wake of his descent. He reaches a barrier, and his eyes blink, open with a flash. He finds himself standing on a sandy beach, on a clear, sunny day. He looks around and sees another boy in the water, holding his hand up to block the glare of the sun. He steps forward toward the boy in the water to get a closer look. Suddenly, the ocean waters recede. He looks up and gasps. The boy in the water turns his head, the breeze billowing through his silver hair, as a wave forms beyond. He smirks, holding his hand out. As the wave reaches its pinnacle behind him, the boy with brown hair runs towards the boy in the water, who isn't moving. Time seems to slow down as the wave crashes down on top of them. The first boy spins in the water, gritting his teeth. He rights himself and stares at the other boy, who is unfazed, saying nothing with his arm beckoning. The first boy tries to reach him, but is swept away with the current. He eventually surfaces, gasping for air, the water dripping off him as the sun hangs low in the sky. He sees a girl on the shore waving to him and calling his name. He waves back and starts padding towards shore as she bounces happily on her feet. The girl stands with her hands behind her back as he arrives. He bends down slightly, catching his breath, and smirks up at her. She giggles until something in the sky catches her attention, her face forming a serious look. He stands up and looks around. A meteor shower rains down from the sky, a shadowy figure among them. They stare in awe, and the boy realizes that the figure is himself. He gasps and feels himself falling. He becomes the figure in the sky as he falls below the girl, reaching out to her. She reaches out to him until the image of her ripples in the water, reflecting the sky. The boy falls back, eyes closed, sinking deeper as bubbles trail him. He stirs awake and manages to right himself before settling onto a dark platform. He looks around and takes a step forward. There's a flash of blinding light as a large flock of birds rise from the platform, flying in all directions and scattering feathers everywhere. The boy shields his eyes as the wind whips at him. He watches them leave while the last feathers fall. The platform now depicts a girl taking a bite from an apple. The boy turns around, seeing no one, yet hearing a voice. So much to do, so little time. Take your time. Do not be afraid. The door is still shut. Now step forward. Can you do it? The boy takes a few slow steps forward. A light shines down from above as a large stone pedestal rises from the platform in a shower of light and magic. The boy turns towards it. A red shield blinks into existence, floating above it. Power sleeps within you. Another pedestal rises from the platform, a blue staff floating above. He turns to face it. If you give it form, a third pedestal appears in front of the boy, who turns around it. He turns towards it. A metal sword appears from midair. If you give it form, it will give you strength. The boy stares ahead at all three. Choose well. The boy runs over to the staff and holds it in his hands. The power of the mystic, inner strength, a staff of wonder and ruin. Is this the power you seek? Yes. Suddenly, the staff vanished from his hand. Their path is set. The boy turned around to face the other two weapons. Now, what will you give up in exchange? The boy approaches the sword and holds it up. The power of the warrior, invincible courage, a sword of terrible destruction. You give up this power? Yes, the sword disappeared. You've chosen the power of the mystic. You've given up the power of the warrior. Is this the form you choose? Yes. The three... Three stones suddenly blink into the floor, knocking the boy back onto the platform. The ground rumbles and he looks around. The edges of the platform crumble off and the platform shatters. The boy falls through the darkness and lands on another platform, this time depicting a girl in a beautiful silver ball gown. The staff appears in his hand. You gained the power to fight. He slashes at the air. All right, you got it. Take this power to protect yourself and others. Shadows appear. Boy, there will be times you have to fight. Keep your lights burning strong. The boy fights off the shadows. They fade back into the floor. One crawls around to his back. Behind you! The boy defeats all of the shadows. A black void appears in the center of the platform and he's sucked into it. He bats the darkness away and wakes up on a multicolored platform with three silhouettes. He sees a door near the platform edge and walks towards it, examining it. I can't open it. A treasure chest appears and he opens it. He turns around and a large crate and barrel appear. He smashes these items and opens the door. Light floods out from it and he walks through, squinting his eyes through the bright light. He arrives on a small island bridge where three kids stand quietly waiting. Hold on, the door won't open just yet. First, tell me about yourself. The The boy walks over to a girl leaning against a rope fence. What's most important to you? Friendship. Is friendship such a big deal? The boy talks to a boy with a large blue sport ball. What do you want out of life? To be strong. To be strong, huh? The boy walks over to a boy with a large red stick in his hand. What are you so afraid of? Being indecisive. Being indecisive? Is that really so frightening? You want friendship. You want to be strong. You're afraid of being indecisive. Your adventure begins in the dead of night. Your road won't be easy, but a rising sun awaits your journey's end. Sounds good. The day you will open the door is both far off and very near. There's a flash of lights and the boy finds himself on a platform of a sleeping woman clutching a rose. He walks across the platform and is surrounded by shadows. He defeats them all and the light shines down, producing a glowing green circle, power radiating from it. He stands on the green circle and his cuts and bruises heal. The light splits off toward the edge of the platform and stairs of stained glass appear. The boy runs up to the stairs onto another platform depicting a woman in a yellow dress and a hideous monster. The closer you get to the light, the greater your shadow becomes. The boy turns around and sees his shadow move after he does. The boy starts to back away as the shadow pulls itself from the ground. Don't be afraid, and don't forget. The shadow takes on the form of Darkseid as the boy runs to the edge of the platform, nearly falling off. He turns to face Darkseid as it rises to its full towering height, gazing at him with eerie glowing eyes. The staff appears in his hand as he stares at his only option. Darkseid summons a ball of energy and punches the floor. The boy trembles as a void of darkness appears in the floor, summoning several shadows. The boy swallows his fear and attacks them, while dodging larger blows from Darkseid. As it punches the ground again, the boy seizes the opportunity and strikes at its wrist. Catching its attention, he jumps back, and the stab vanishes from his hand. Gosh darn it. I was doing so well. Terror fills his face as he is left weaponless, and Darkseid slams his fist onto the ground, nearly missing him. Sora falls in defeat, and a dark void appears under him, sucking him in. But don't be afraid. The darkness engulfs his legs. You hold the mightiest weapon of all. He starts to swim away as the darkness clenches onto him. His grasping hand is lost to the black abyss. So don't forget. The boy lies on his back as the darkness wraps its last threads around his frightened eyes. You are the one who will open the door. On a bright sandy beach, the sun rises warmly on the same spiky-haired boy, who opens his sleepy eyes and sits up. He yawns, starting to lay back down again, when suddenly, a girl's face. Whoa! The boy jumps back and turns around, kneeling in the sand. The girl giggles, hovering over him. Give me a break, Kyrie. Sora, you lazy bum. I knew I'd find you snoozing down here. No! This huge black thing swallowed me up. I couldn't breathe, She smacks him. Go! Are you still dreaming? It wasn't a dream. Or was it? I don't know. He looks off toward the ocean, seeing the clouds billow in the sky. What was that place? So bizarre. Yeah, sure. She walks past him toward the water. Say, Kyrie. Say, Kyrie, what was your hometown like? You know, when you grew up. Kyrie stares out into the sea. I told you before, I don't remember. Nothing at all? Nothing. You ever want to go back? Well, I'm happy here. Really? But you know, I wouldn't mind going to see it. I'd like to see it too, along with any other worlds out there. I want to see them all. So what are we waiting for? Hey! They turn to see a silver-haired boy carrying a log. Aren't you guys forgetting about me? So I guess I'm the only one working on the raft. He tosses over the log to Sora, who falls over with a yelp, and walks over to Kyrie. And you're just as lazy as he is. So you noticed. Okay, we'll finish it together. She jumps up and down as Riku sits down next to Sora. I'll race you. Huh? What, are you kidding? Ready, go! Sora and Riku glance at each other before leaping up and racing across the beach. They smile at each other as Kyrie follows them, still giggling. Later, Sora talks to Kyrie. So, can you gather the rest of the supplies? Sora, are you listening to me? Yeah, I heard you. Okay, here's what you need to find. 2 logs, 1 cloth, 1 rope. Bring everything back here. If you need help, just ask. I'm counting on you. Sora runs along the beach and finds a log, along with Waka. Hey, what's happening, man? Sora defeats Waka in a practice battle before picking up the cloth in a small tree hut. He sees Selfie sitting on the dock. The breeze feels good. Sora defeats Selfie in a How do you pronounce that name? Is it Selfie? I'm pretty sure the PH is a F sound. Unless I'm mixing things up again, like Selfie, or is it Selfie? What the heck do you... I'm going to skip these things. I'm going to probably skip this too because... He brings back the stuff for Kyrie, who's ecstatic. Thanks, Sora. I found something today too. Here, it's yours. She hands him a high potion. Tired? Want to call it a day? Yeah, let's go home. Okay, it is getting late. We'll finish up tomorrow. After the sun begins setting, Sora, Kyrie, and Riku rest on the small island across the bridge and stare at the ocean. Sora and Kyrie sit on the papo tree as Riku leans against it, his arms folded. So, Kyrie's home is out there somewhere, right? Sora looks over at Riku. Kyrie places her hands on her knees. Could be. We'll never know by staying here. But how far could a raft take us? Who knows? If we have to, we'll think of something else. So, suppose you get to another world. What would you do there? Well, I haven't really thought about it. Sora rocks back and forth on the trunk of the tree. It's just, I've always wondered why we're here on this island. If there are any other worlds out there, why did we end up on this one? And suppose there are other worlds, then ours is just a little piece of something much greater. So we could have just as easily ended up somewhere else, right? I don't know. Exactly. That's why we need to go out there and find out. Just sitting here won't change a thing. It's the same old stuff, so let's go. You've been thinking a lot recently, haven't you? Thanks to you. If you haven't come here, I probably would have never thought of any of this, Kyrie. Thanks. You're welcome. They start walking back to the dock. Kyrie leads the way. Sora. Sora turns around and catches a star-shaped fruit. You wanted one, didn't you? A papu fruit. If 2 people share one, their destinies become intertwined. They remain a part of each other's lives no matter what. Come on, I want you to try it. What are you talking? Riku laughs and Sora tosses the fruit away. They all run back to the dock and head for home. Meanwhile, in another world, Donald Duck, the court wizard, walks proudly through the colonnade of Disney Castle, passing a group of brooms carrying buckets. Donald stops in front of 2 enormous double doors. He clears his throat and knocks on 3 times. A smaller door opens just his size and he walks through. What's Donald Duck's voice? Good morning, Your Majesty! I don't want to... Oh, gosh. I'd rather not accidentally... Okay. I'm going to just... Huh. About 20 minutes in? 20 minutes in. That's... Gosh, that's long. I am going... No. Okay, so not a duck moment. Okay, I think... Oh, right, I don't even have any chat or anything open. I am an idiot. I just started this entire thing. Let's see. Oh, yes. This is all fine. This is all fine. I hope that the audio is good. I hope that the audio mixing is somewhat good, because I've been practicing on that. Like there's one here, so hopefully that's something. Okay, backwater. He clears his throat and knocks on 3 times. A smaller door just his size opens, and he walks through. Good morning, Your Majesty. Yeah, sure, fine. I'm going to use that voice. Just... Good morning, Your Majesty. Or no, it's like. No, that doesn't sound great too. I can't do a Donald Duck voice. It's nice to see you this What? Pluto walks from behind the throne, carrying an envelope in his mouth. Donald opens it and reads the letter. He blinks for a second, then suddenly speeds back out into the colonnade. He races across the courtyard to where Goofy, captain of the Royal Knights, is sleeping. Wake up, Goofy! Wake up! This is serious! Goofy continues to snore, and Donald's temper gets the better of him. He points his finger into the air, yelling, and summons a lightning bolt, which swoops down and strikes Goofy in the side, jolting him awake. He sits up sleepily and looks around. Hey there, Donald. Good morning. We got a problem, Goofy, but don't tell anyone. Queen Minnie? Not even a queen. Not even a queen. Daisy? No, it's top secret. Good morning, ladies. What? Donald turns to see across Daisy, hands on her hips, and Queen Minnie. Daisy clears her throat, and Donald laughs sheepishly. The next day, Sora returns to the island and visits the cove. Riku stands there waiting for him. Okay. Meanwhile, the next day, Sora returns to the island and visits the cove. Riku stands there waiting for him. Hey Sora, our raft still needs a name. Let's see. How about Highwind? What would you call it? Me? Well, it's Excalibur. Hey, how about the usual? Let's do it. Kyrie appears on the wooden bridge nearby. You guys at it again? Alright, I'll be the judge. The usual rules apply. Take any route you want. First one to take that tree and make it back here wins. A tree with a star-shaped crown stands on a large rock wall. If I win, I'm captain. And if you win, I get to share the papu with Kyrie. The entire fruit thingy-majingy is strange. Huh? Deal? The winner gets to share a papu with Kyrie. What? Wait a minute. Okay, on my count. 3, go! She slices through the air with her hand, and both Sora and Riku race across the bridge. The two are neck and neck until one of the boards on the bridge collapses, sending Riku into the water. Sora takes this chance to run past the lookout tower and across the bridge. He runs up the hill towards the star tree, seeing Riku catching up to him by jumping across the tops of the palm trees nearby. Sora quickly tags the tree and races back to the starting line. He throws a fist into the air in success. Now the score is 1-1. Man, lighten up, it's just a name after all. Sora scowls and walks over to the makeshift raft on the other side of the cove where Kairi is standing. Today, we collect provisions for our trip. Let's see. Sora, you're looking for 1 seagull egg, 3 mushrooms, 2 coconuts, 3 fish, and fill these up with drinking water. But not from the ocean. She hands him an empty bottle. Bring everything back here. If you need help, just ask. Sora finds a mushroom behind a rock and another amongst bushes. He crosses a hole in the rocky wall where water is trickling out and fills up the empty bottle. He returns to the beach and finds Selfie on the dock again. I'm gonna just skip these. And Titus. Titus? We are going to do a little exploring today. You know, to the secret place at the base of that tree. There's gotta be something there, yeah? Sora enters the secret place and walks through an underground tunnel with roots lining the walls. He reaches a room made of walled boulders with chalk drawings scrawled on them. The only light is from a small hole in the ceiling. Sora sees the last mushroom near a wooden board in the wall and plucks it from the ground. Behind the mushroom is an old drawing of Kairi and Sora that brings memories floating back to him. He kneels on the ground, placing a hand on the drawing of Kairi with a soft smile. His mind flashes back to the two of them as 5-year-olds, when they drew each other on the walls. Sora sits, picking up a rock and begins carving. He stops and stares at his work. He is giving Kairi a papu fruit. Suddenly, he hears a noise behind him and stands up swiftly. Who's there? I've come to see the door to this world. Huh? This world has been connected. What are you talking about? Tied to the darkness, soon to be completely eclipsed. Well, whoever you are, stop freaking me out like this, huh? He notices a hooded figure standing in the shadows. An X is emblazoned upon its chest. Where did you come from? You do not know what lies beyond the door. Gosh, I just realized this music is definitely not fitting for the entire thing. Yes. Where the heck is... I forgot how to switch playlist. There. You do not know what lies beyond the door. So you're from another world. There's so very much to learn. You understand so little. Well, oh, yeah? Well, you see, I'm gonna get out and learn what's out there. A meaningless effort. One who knows nothing can understand nothing. Sora looks towards the board in the wall. It resembles a door, but with no lock or doorknob. As Sora turns back to the figure in the shadows, it has disappeared. With nothing left to do, he returns to the raft, where Kairi is leaning against the mast, fiddling with something jingling in her hands. I'm making a necklace out of thalassa shells. In the old days, sailors always wore thalassa shells. They were supposed to ensure a safe voyage. See this? She holds the unfinished star-shaped charm out to him. This is a charm to help us find each other if we ever get separated. The three of us will always be together. She places the wayfinder in her pocket and presents her with the collected provisions. Thanks, Sora. I found something today too. Here, it's yours. She hands him a high potion. Tired? Want to call it a day? Yeah, let's go home. Okay, tomorrow's a big day. We should rest up. Later, during the sunset, Sora and Kairi sit at the edge of the dock. You know, Riku has changed. What do you mean? Well, she grows silent. You okay? Sora, let's take the raft and go. Just the two of us, huh? Just kidding. What's gotten into you? You're the one that's changed, Kairi. Maybe. You know, I was a little afraid at first, but now I'm ready. No matter where I go or what I see, I know I can always come back here, right? Yeah, of course. That's good. Sora, don't ever change. Huh? She stands up and takes a final look over the ocean. He stares at her. I messed up. He stares up at her. I just can't wait. Once we set sail, it will be great. He follows her gaze as the sun sets. Meanwhile, in the library of Disney Castle, Donald reads a letter aloud to Daisy and Queen Minnie. Donald, sorry to rush off without saying goodbye, but there's trouble brewing. Wait, I'm gonna try and do a Mickey Mouse accent. Say, fellas, did somebody mention the door to darkness? Or something like that. It's like, Donald, sorry to rush off without saying goodbye, but there's trouble brewing. Not sure why, but the stars have been blinking out one by one. And that means disaster can't be far behind. I hate to leave y'all, but I've got to check into it. Gotta go check into it. There's someone with the key to our survival. So I need you and Goofy to find him and stick with him. Got it? We'll need that key or we're doomed. So go to Traverse Town and find Leon. He'll point you in the right direction. P.S. Would you apologize to Minnie for me? Thanks, pal. Oh dear! What does this mean? It means we'll just have to trust the king. Gosh, I hope he's alright. Your Highness, don't worry. We'll find the king and this key. Thank you, both of you. Daisy, could you take care of the... Of course. You be careful now. Both of you. Oh, and to chronicle your travels, he will accompany you. She points towards the desk. Donald peers over, seeing a small bug jumping on the table. Over here! The cricket stops jumping once he has Donald's attention. The name's Jiminy Cricket. The cricket's the name, Jiminy Cricket. Now I'm messing up my names. Check. Cricket's name, Jiminy Cricket, at your service. He bows with his top hat in his hand. We hope for your safe return. Please help the king. Donald stands at attention. Joining Minnie and Daisy, Goofy salutes him before Donald yanks him out the door. You're coming too! They walk down the stairs under the courtyards to the gummy ship control room. The mouse-eared lights on the wall are dim in the dark hallway. Donald walks ahead as Jiminy hangs on to Goofy's helmet. Gosh, Jiminy, your world disappeared too? It was terrible. We were scattered. And as far as I can see, I'm the only one who made it to this castle. Goofy? Oh, right. I gotcha. You mean, while we're in other worlds, we can't let on where we're from. We gotta protect the world border. Order. Right, world border. Order. Ah, gosh. He laughs and Donald gives a sigh. They come upon a crown-shaped hall. I guess we'll need new duds when we get there. We enter the gummy ship control room, walking across the tiled floor. The whirling of machines fills the air as giant gears spin along the walls. Mechanical arms hang down from the ceiling around the small orange spaceship. The dome of the cockpit reveals 3 seats. Donald walks forwards to a large golden tube and puts a hand in it. Wait, what? Donald walks towards a large golden tube and puts a hand to his mouth. Hello up there! Donald Duck to launch crew. Anytime you're ready. In a hanging control booth, Donald's voice echoes out of the other end of the tube into the ears of a black-nosed chipmunk wearing an apron. Chip salutes to the second chipmunk, this time with a red nose. Runs towards the control panel. Dale jumps up to turn a blue lever. Steam billows out of the pipes in the ceiling as more gears spin on the walls. Dale leaps to the window, and the two chipmunks watch a mechanical hand move across the room. The hand picks up Goofy, carrying him upside down with his arms outstretched. Donald, at his annoyance of being lifted the same way, crosses his arms and frowns. As the cockpit opens, Pluto runs into the room and jumps into the gummy ship. A light spins on a wall as an interstellar runway opens, lights blinking along the path. A lift moves the rocket ship, aiming it at the tunnel as Daisy and Queen Minnie enter the room to see their departure. Donald gives Daisy a thumbs up and a wink as the rocket engines start up with a shower of flames. Donald points towards the tunnel. Blast off! Gosh, I'm gonna get a drink of water. I'm going to get a drink of water. This is just... I did not notice. I'm going to just highlight this so that I know where I am. Gosh. Yeah, I should have probably got maybe 2. But I am determined. It's like, let's check. Not even finished. This is just the beginning of the entire script. Gosh, this is more than 4 hours. Okay, I got a drink of water. Some water. And with that, that should keep me sane enough for the next few minutes. I'll see. Okay. Maybe I should change the... I already did die dog. In the tunnel, a large neon arrow blinks on, pointing downward. The shaft below the gummy ship opens, and the ship falls through it. Donald and Goofy screaming. The ship drops out of the world, and the engine bursts on, sending them into space. Meanwhile, Sora sits alone in his bedroom in the Destiny Islands. His window is open slightly, the only light coming from the moon outside and his dim desk lamp. Clothes and books are piled on the floor as he lies on the bed, peering over at a hanging model of a wooden ship with a boy and a girl passenger. Sora's thoughts drift to his earlier conversation with Kyrie on the dock. I just can't wait. Once we set sail, it'll be great. Thunder rumbles softly outside, catching Sora's attention as he gazes outside. In the darkness of the cloudy night sky, lightning flashes striking near the small island. Wait, I just realized this music doesn't fit at all. It's happy. It's happy. I don't think this qualifies as happy. be calm. You know, that's too calm. That's too calm too. I don't even have any non-calm songs. Gosh darn it. Maybe. No, that's not great either. Come on. And I know my music isn't great. You know what? Yeah, sure will. Thunder rumbles softly outside, catching Sora's attention, and he gazes outside. In the darkness of the cloudy night sky, lightning flashes, striking near the small island. A storm? He sips up suddenly. Oh no, the raft! Later, this wind blows through his open bedroom window, shifting the curtains as the voice enters his room. Sora! Dinner's ready! Come on down! Sora? The room is empty. Sora arrives at the small island, spotting a large orb of energy hanging low in the sky, wind swirling in its dark depths. What's that? Sora jumps onto the dock, seeing two other boats moored there. Riku's boat and Kyrie's. He looks around wearily, seeing no one. In the dim landscape, a pair of eyes emerges from the ground. The eyes illuminated the shadow's body, its antennae wriggling as it scans its surroundings. Another appeared and Sora gasps in fear. He takes out his wooden swords and one of them leaps at him, but he blocks the strike. He tries to hit him with the sword, but they seem unfazed by it. It feels to Sora as if it goes right through the creatures. Sora realizes that his only option is to run, and he makes his way to the wooden bridge, dodging strikes from the shadows. Everywhere he runs, more appear in his wake. He sees Riku standing at the small island across the bridge. Facing the orb in the sky, he appears unmoving, as if he is in a trance. I suppose that doesn't work either. Oh no. What if I just... No, that doesn't work either. Oh, I'm not great at choosing music. This is terrible. Oh boy. Okay, let's check out. There. Where's Kyrie? I thought she was with you. I went too up. Where's Kyrie? I thought she was with you. The door has opened. What? The door has opened, Sora. Now we can go to the outside world. What are you talking about? We gotta find Kyrie. Kyrie's coming with us. Once we step through, we might not be able to come back. We may never see our parents again. There's no turning back. But this may be our only chance. We can't let fear stop us. I'm not afraid of the darkness. Riku. A pool of darkness forms at Riku's feet, its tendrils licking at where he stands, wrapping around his impassive body. Sora rushes forwards to save his friend, and the darkness grabs at him. He tries to reach towards Riku, but the weight of the darkness pulls him down. Riku's face is unchanging as Sora fails to grab his hand, the darkness proving too much for him. He blacks out for a second before a light twinkles into existence. It starts out small, but soon grows into an incredible brightness. It fills Sora's vision, and he feels something metallic fall into his hand. He opens his eyes nearby, stumbling forward as the light disappears. He stares at the large object in his hand. Its golden handle and silver blade shines like a sword, but the tip of the blade is pointed like the teeth of a key. A keychain hangs from the pommel of the weapon. A name whispers softly in Sora's ear. Keyblade. Shadows appear around him, and he swung at them with the keyblade. A shadow, unable to dodge, is knocked backward in a flurry of stars. With a few more swings, the darkness of the shadows is driven away by the might of the blade, and they vanish. With as many as he defeats, more appear, and Sora races back across the bridge. He sees a strange door over the entrance to the secret place. The door opens, and he runs inside to find Kairi! Kairi! She stands heavily in front of the door like wall of the cave. A soft hum hangs in the air as she slowly turns towards him. Her empty eyes wink with ink. I am terrible at pronunciation. Her empty eyes weak with exhaustion. Sora is startled to see her like this as she struggles to move forward to him, lifting a hand towards him. Suddenly, the door behind her gives way, and a giant wind billows forth. Sora stands his ground, covering his face as Kairi loses her grip, flying towards him. He opens his arms to catch her, but just as she reaches him, she vanishes, and he catches nothing. Astonished by this, he loses his ground as a dark wind knocks him harshly out of the cave. He comes on to the beach with a grunt, the purple sky stretching around the island. Sora kneels in the sand, looking around at the island below him. Large chunks of the island have broken off and risen into the sky towards the dark orb. I'm stuttering way too gosh darn much. That's why I have water near me. Always hydrate. Hydration is important. What if I just skip all of this? I know I won't be reading the entire script, and also I should probably reading the wait, what was it? Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix. Gosh, that's a long name. Gosh, I do not understand this name. Oh, that should be done. That should be done. Yeah, I'm gonna skip all of this just for the sake of my poor throat. It's almost an hour. I've almost been talking for an hour. Look, a star is going out. A bright star in the night sky twinkles and blinks out of existence. Donald's face turns serious. Come on, let's hurry. Goofy nods and they walk through the center of the main district toward a flight of steps. The neon letters of the various shops blink in the night air, while a few townsfolk inhabit the picturesque town square. Pluto runs ahead the two. Where's that key? Hey, maybe we'd ought to go find Leon. They reach the top of the stairs in front of an accessory shop. Pluto sniffs around a dark alleyway, while Donald walks off to the right on his own course. Goofy notices Pluto and stops. Donald, I bet you that... what do you know, you big palooka? Donald continues walking. What do I know? He ponders this. Oh yeah, so what do I know? He ponders this, and he ponders this for a second before following Donald. Come on, Pluto! While Pluto ignores it, he continues his search down the alley, turning a corner at a pile of wooden crates. He comes across a sleeping Sora and licks his face. Sora's eyes blink open slowly, and he peers around sleepily, seeing the dog, who happily wags his tail at the sight of him. What a dream. He starts nodding off again, and Pluto pounces on him. He gives off a startled yell. This isn't a dream! He squints at the dog, his eyes focusing for a moment before standing up. He searches his surroundings. Several notices are pinned up on a wall nearby, but even in the dimness of the alleyway, what he sees is not familiar. Where am I? Oh, boy. Do you know where we are? Pluto hears a voice calling him and runs back the way he came. Hey! Sora follows the dog to the main part of town, where he can finally see the brightness of the streetlights. This is totally weird. I'm in another world! Sora walks into the accessory shop. A blonde man standing behind a counter turns to face him. Hey there, how can I... Aw, it's only a kid. I'm not a kid, and the name's Sora. Okay, simmer down. So why the long face, Sora? You lost or something? No! Well, maybe. Where are we? Huh? Sora explains what happens to his world. Traverstown. So Gramps, is this really another world? Don't call me Gramps, the name's Sid. He grits his teeth, nearly breaking the piece of straw in his mouth. Anyway, not sure what you're talking about, but this ain't your island. Guess I'd better start looking for Riku and Kairi. Well, good luck with whatever it is you're doing. If you ever run into trouble, you come to me. Oh, there's Def. Yeah, there's Def. There's absolutely Def. Or something. I don't know. Oh gosh, Unless the microphone only captures certain sounds, that's... Sora leaves the shop and finds the entrance to the second district. As he enters, a man stumbles out in front of him. A glowing heart bursts from his chest and flows over to an orb of darkness. They merge and form a creature similar to a soldier, with a strange emblem on his chest. It moves awkwardly, doing a somersault in the air before disappearing. Sora rushes over to where the man's body once lay, and a group of shadows surrounds him. It's those creatures from the island! Sora defeats the creatures and runs inside a nearby hotel as Donald and Goofy enter the area. Doesn't look like he's here. Keep looking. After finding no one at the hotel, Sora returns to town and enters the Gizmo shop as Donald and Goofy walk out of the hotel. Where is he? Leon! Sora passes through the Gizmo shop and finds a large, ornate door. He enters as Donald and Goofy leave the Gizmo shop. Hopefully this is decent. Not here either. This could take a while. Inside the house, Sora finds two adults Dalmatian. How do you pronounce that? Dalmatian. Spotted dog. Inside the house, Sora finds two adult Dalmatians who look sad. Despite the many rooms of the house, they are all empty. Unable to help them, Sora leaves, passing through an alleyway back to the second district. Finding nothing, he decides to return to the first district. As he enters the double doors, Donald and Goofy exit the hotel again. Leon! Mr. Leon! Where are you? Sora battles his way back to the accessory shop. Still haven't found him? Keep your chin up. Take another look around town. Sora walks back into town. They'll come at you out of nowhere. Who are you? And they'll keep coming at you as long as you continue to wield the Keyblade. A tall man enters in a leather outfit, the lion necklace swinging against his chest. He raises a gloved hand and points it at the Keyblade, his blue eyes gazing at Sora through his long, dark hair. There's a large scar above his nose. But why? Why would it choose a kid like you? He places a head to his forehead. What's that supposed to mean? Never mind. Now, let's see that Keyblade. He walks slowly towards Sora, his arm reaching out. Sora takes a defensive stance. What? There's no way you're getting this. Alright. Then have it your way. The man takes out a gunblade, slinging it over his shoulder before holding it firmly in his strong hands. He summons a fire spell and shoots it at Sora, who dodges and runs toward the man. He gets in a few hits with the Keyblade before taking a large hit from the gunblade, knocking him backward. He runs further away, but the man leaps over and corners him. He leaps over at the wall to the main square, and the man shoots another fire spell at him, which Sora blocks and sends flying back at the man. Sora stops for a second, hearing nothing, and runs back over the wall to find the man stunned. As he gets closer, the man snaps back and strikes him hard in the chest. Sora stands for a second, wobbling on his feet, before falling over backward onto the cobblestone. The man stands back up, hearing a voice behind him. Hey, you found it! Nice going, Leon. Still, it looks like things are worse than we thought. A lot worse. He looks toward the Keyblade in Sora's hands. Meanwhile, in another world, because of course there's a bunch of meanwhiles in this script. Why wouldn't there be meanwhiles? Meanwhiles are the course of meanwhiles. They're pretty cool meanwhiles. I should probably stop saying meanwhiles. Yeah, there's a lot of meanwhiles. So like I said, I don't think this should be I think this should be at least somewhat. Meanwhile, in another world, Riku awakes on a cold storm platform. His fingers twitch and he opens his eyes, seeing a large waterfall and crystalline rock platforms floating in the air. The sounds of the rising falls fill his ears, and he slowly gets to his feet. Where am I? He looks around at the area. The waterfalls flow upwards rather than downwards, filling his vision on nearly every side. He sees no one else around. Sora! Kairi! Getting no response, he stares at the tilled ground. Unbeknownst to him, his arrival is noticed by a tall figure in a black cloak, who walks towards him on a much higher platform. The figure's greenish-gray hand and long violet fingernails are revealed. Back in Traverse Town, because of course we're gonna leave it on a cliffhanger. This is the entire thing. Back in Traverse Town. Wait, what? Oh, wait. Back in Traverse Town, Donald and Goofy walk down the alleyway in the second district, having no luck in their search once again. The dim light complements the empty atmosphere. Gosh, there's nobody here. Sure is spooky. Ah, phooey. I'm not scared. He feels a tap on his shoulder and screams. Okay, I completely forgot that part happening. Leaping onto the air and hanging onto Goofy's back, shivering. Excuse me, did the king send you? At the mention of the king, Donald stops shaking and the two of them turn to see a young woman with flowing brown hair tied in a bow. She wears a long pink dress and brown boots. She smiles at the two of them. Soon after, Sora is starting to wake up. Come on, lazy bum. Wake up. Sora shakes his head and opens his eyes. He looks up to see Kairi peering down at him from the bed. You okay? I guess. Those creatures that attacked you are after the Keyblade. It's your heart they really want, because you wield the Keyblade. I'm so glad you're okay, Kyrie. Kyrie? Who are you talking about? Kyrie's voice changes. I'm the great ninja Yuffie. Huh? I think you might have overdone it, Squall. The tall man from before walks into the green moon. That's Leon. Keyblade. Yeah, we had to get it away from you to shake off these creatures. It turns out that's how they were tracking you. It was the only way to conceal your heart from them, but it won't work for too long. Still hard to believe that you, of all people, are the chosen one. Ah yes, the chosen one trope. Fun. Leon picks up the Keyblade and swings in the air. It flashes out of his hand and back into Sora's. Leon walks over to him. Well, I suppose beggars can't be choosers. Why don't you start making sense? What's going on here? Why am I trapped in this room, and why the heck is everything going on? Why is the script so convoluted in a way? At this point in time, Aerith has led Donald and Goofy to the adjacent red room. Okay, you know, there are many other worlds out there besides your castle in this town, right? Yeah, but that's supposed to be a secret! They've been secret because they've never been connected. Until now. When the Heartless came, everything changed. The heart... Oh, wait. Oh. The Heartless? The ones who attacked you, you remember? Those without hearts. The darkness in people's hearts. That's what attracts them. And there's darkness within every heart. Hey, have you heard of someone named Ansem? Ansem? He was studying the Heartless. He recorded all of his findings in a very detailed report. Gosh, can we see it? I'm afraid not. Its pages are scattered everywhere. Scattered? To many worlds. Oh, then maybe the king went to find him. He slams a fist down into his hand, and Donald nods. Yes, those were my thoughts exactly. We gotta find him, quick! Wait! He looks over and pulls the screen down towards him. First, we need to find that key. That's right, the Keyblade. So, this is the key? Exactly. The Heartless have great fear of the Keyblade. That's why they'll keep coming after you no matter what. Well, I didn't ask for this. The Keyblade chooses its master, and it chose you. So tough luck. He leans against the door. How did this all happen? I remember being in my room. Wait a minute. What happened to my home? My island? Riku, Kyrie. You know what? I really don't know. Sora looks down sadly. Yuffie tries to change the subject. Hey, cheer up. I heard that the Keyblade can open all sorts of locks. Give it a try next time you find a treasure chest or something. Or a door lock. Sooner or later, the Heartless will find you. You'd best prepare yourself. Prepare myself? To fight for your life. Are you ready? I'm ready. Yuffie, let's go join Aerith. She should be there now with the other visitors. Oh boy, now there's Heartless again. Okay. Yuffie runs into the red room, squishing Donald behind it with a squawk. Aerith's face turns serious. Yuffie? She runs after Yuffie as Leon takes out his gunblade. Sora, let's go! Leon slams the Heartless through the window of the room, and it flies over the balcony and down to the alleyway below. Leon runs after it, Sora following. The red room door closes and Goofy stares at Donald, flattened against the wall. Down in the alleyway, more Heartless have appeared around them. Don't bother with the small fry. Find the leader. Let's go! Leon runs down the alley toward the door to the main district. Sora fights Heartless as he makes his way to the third district. Sora runs down the stairs into the square as Goofy watches from a high balcony. Goofy turns around as Heartless appear around him and Donald. He takes out his shield. Arsh! Are those the Heartless guys? Donald swings his wand in front of him. Let's go get him, Goofy! With a loud crash, the two of them are blasted off the balcony. Sora turns, hearing the commotion, and tries to run as Donald and Goofy fall on top of him. Stars appear around their heads before they see the Keyblade. The key! I'm going to take another look of water. Oh gosh. 1 hour and 5 minutes, and I've only like gone through. Like as you can see, this is. Whoops. This is the entire thing. This is a lot of words, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't regret this. I'm kind of fulfilling a promise here, so that's what I got. Although, yeah, I'm gonna take a few minutes to catch. Can't just non-stop shout things out. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. I don't think I can talk non-stop without my voice dying on me, which ain't great. At least I don't think that's great. I don't believe it's great at all. Gosh, I'm so glad that I got a bunch of water. Okay. Things seem to be working. Things fine. It looks like everything is fine. I need a break from the podcast. I'll need to resume at some point. I'll need to resume at some point. I've been following this for around 1 hour and something minutes. My character has been walking for an hour and a few minutes, which is nice, I suppose. Very, very nice at all. Look at them, they're spinning, they be spinning, everybody. They're spinning, whoosh. Whoosh. I'm gonna just bookmark this page. You know what? Yeah. Whoops. Oops, sorry. How do people talk for an entire day? Holy shoot. That sounds like... That's... Imagine someone joining onto the stream and they just see, instead of a person talking, dramatically reading out the Game of Hearts script. This. And... Oh. Whoops. For some reason my throat isn't hoarse, so I call that a victory. In of itself. Hey! That's something? So lost to do, si do, so fa mi re do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's about 5 minutes. No, that's, oh. Maybe it's because my voice is louder, or maybe it's not as loud as that? Okay, that breaks over. Everything's I'm gonna continue reading this. It's over. That's it. It's that. I got my breath back. I got energy back. I'm gonna rename this to wait. Nope, that's the wrong thing. That's thing They smile as Sora winces. The district starts to rumble, and they look around, still in a pile on the ground. Large blocks appear from the ground and cover the exit. Heartless surround them as they stand up, ready to fight. After defeating the horde of soldiers, they hear a clattering sound from above. Sora looks up to see huge pieces of armor falling from the sky. They hit the ground and bounce into the air, spinning wildly. The arms of the guard armor form around the torso, which is emblazoned with a red and black symbol. Once the legs attach, the Heartless lands on the ground loudly. It stands there for a moment before the helmet slams down onto the torso with a bright flash. It spins its head and arms before walking toward the trio. Sora attacks its arms, but it hardly recoils in its pursuit of him. Donald and Goofy do their best to strike the tough armor. It begins spinning its arms wildly around its body. Donald is caught in a twister and is knocked out. Sora strikes with one of the arms, and the guard armor stomps the ground in anger. It jumps into the air, and its pieces clatter to the ground heavily. Sora strikes him with an arm off while Goofy heals Donald, and they tag team against its thunderous legs. With the appendages destroyed, the torso is left defenseless, and it falls to the ground. Sora, Donald, and Goofy approach, and it begins spinning out of control, knocking the three of them back. Once they find their footing again, Sora gives the armor a final strike, and it starts to explode from the inside, shaking the area around it. Its head wobbles and falls to the ground with a mighty ring. A large, glowing heart floats out of its torso into the air, and the guard armor disappears. The district grows silent, the fountain depicting two dogs in love at the edge of the area, giving off the only sound. Later, Leon and Yuffie join the group. So, you were looking for me? Uh-huh. They, too, have been seeking the wielder of the Keyblade. Hey, why don't you come with us? We can go to the other worlds on our vessel. I wonder if I can find Riku and Kairi. Of course. Are you sure? Who knows? But we need him to come with us to find us we need him to come with us to help us find the king. Leon steps forward. Sora, go with him. Go with them. Especially if you want to find your friends. Yeah, I guess. But you can't come looking like that, understand? He wags a finger. No frowning, no sad face, okay? Yeah, you gotta look funny, like us. This boat runs on happy faces. Happy? Donald and Goofy smile. Sora bends down and reveals a huge cheesy grin. Getting no response from them, he stops awkwardly. Donald and Goofy burst out laughing. That's one funny face. Okay, why not? I'll go with you guys. Donald duck. The name's Goofy. I'm Sora. All for one, one for all. They place their hands together. Meanwhile, in a room full of darkness, a group with equally dark intentions gazed at an image of a trio on a round table. The little squirts took down that Heartless. Who'd have thought it? The fiery man looks over to a thin man with a staff, who replies, "Such is the power of the Keyblade. The child's strength is not his own." The large woman next to him gazes down cunningly at the image, water dripping off her many appendages. "Why don't we turn him into a Heartless? That'll settle things quick enough." A man standing next to her pipes up, "And the brat's friends are the king's lackeys. Swugumi eyes, they're all obliged rats by the look of them. You're no prize yourself." A ghostly figure beside the man laughs loudly, and the man brandishes a silver hook as his left hand. "Shut up! Enough!" The villains look over to a tall woman in a black cloak. She gazes through narrow eyes at the image on the table, her green skin echoing in its pale light. Her long fingers curve around the staff in her hand. The Keyblade has chosen him. Will it be he who conquers darkness, or will the darkness swallow him? Either way, he could be quite useful. He smiles darkly. Later in the first district of Traverse Town, Sora talks to Leon, Yuffie, and Aerith. "Make sure you're prepared for the journey ahead of you. We don't know how far the Heartless have spread. Check out the shops here. They've got some pretty neat stuff. This is from all of us." She hands him 500 money. "Spend it as you see fit." "And this is from Leon." Leon looks away. She hands Sora an elixir. "Good luck. I hope you find your friends. Look out for each other. Keep your spirits up." The gummy ship is outside that gate. He looks towards the world exit. A large gate at the edge of the area. "The what?" "That's our ship. Wait till you see it." "Hold on, Sora. This is for you." Donald gives him the fire spell. "Now you can use magic too. Goofy, give him that other thing." "What?" "You know." "Oh yeah." Goofy gives Sora the dodge roll ability. Abilities allow you to do all sorts of things. Guess we should look for him along the way, huh? Okay, is that it? Let's get going. Not till we're ready. Oh, I see big adventures coming their way. Looks like it's up to me to keep track of it all in my journal. While gathering supplies around town, Sora talks to Leon, Yuffie, and Aerith in the cafe. There are Dalmatians named Pongo and Perdita living in the 2nd district. What's wrong? They're quite upset, these Dalmatians. They've lost their puppies. Squall can't keep worrying about them. Call me Leon. Sora, would you look for the puppies? Help them out. Please, find the puppies for him. Leon says nothing. Leon is really cute sometimes. Once they are ready, Sora, Donald, and Goofy board the gummy ship. We travel to different worlds on the gummy ship. The Heartless ships often give us a hard time. Always be on the lookout during flight. Your journey will be documented until you reach your destination. Seek out the missions each world has to offer. Basically, gummy ship, do. And first world, let's go. First world, I should put. Yeah, Wonderland. I forgot what it's called. Is it like I do not remember for the life of me. I pressed the wrong button again. Kingdom Hearts. Wonderland music. Wonderland music. Wonderland music. That's what it is. Oh, my fur and whiskers. I'm late. I'm late. I'm late. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm here. I should be there. I'm late. I'm late. I'm late. The queen. She'll have my head for sure. They decide to follow him down the hall where they reach a door, which reveals a smaller door underneath. They enter the bizarre room and see the white rabbit scurrying across the tiled floor, several sizes smaller than before. The ticking sounds of a multitude of clocks lining the walls fills their ears as they watch the rabbit run through a small wooden door, with a large doorknob on the edge of the room. Sora walks over to the door and kneels down in front of it. How did he get so small? No, you're simply... No, you're simply too big. It talks! Sora looks at it in surprising confusion. The doorknob yawns. Must you be so loud? You woke me up. Good morning. Good night! I need a bit more sleep. Wait, what do we have to do to grow small? Why don't you try the bottle over there? Sora turns to see a table and chair form out of the floor. 2 bottles appear on the table. The trio drink from the blue bottle and shrinks down to the size of the door. Heartless appear and they defeats them. But by that time, the doorknob has gone back to sleep and the door will not open. We find another entrance to the Queen's castle. Several soldiers stand guard as a trial is in progress inside a large hedge maze. Several roses line the hedges, some red and some white. A procession of cars parts to allow the trio to enter as a small blonde girl in a blue pinafore dress is standing at the defendant's table. She looks up to the bench and is addressed by a large, scary woman wearing a crown. Well, that's one way to say that, yeah, that's a queen. She is a pretty scary woman. The white rabbit runs up a podium and catches his breath before sounding a note with a trumpet. Court is now in session. I'm on trial? But why? Her Majesty, the Queen of Hearts, presiding. The Queen sits at the bench, frowning in a red and black gown, holding a heart-shaped fan. This girl is the culprit. There's no doubt about it. And the reason is because I say so. That's why. That is so unfair. The Queen taps her fan like a gavel. Well, have you anything to say in your defense? Of course! I've done nothing wrong. Alice folds her arms and the white rabbit gasps. You might be right, Queen, but I'm afraid that doesn't give you the right to be so... You may be Queen, but I'm afraid that doesn't give you the right to be so mean. Silence! You dare defy me! Whoops. I slammed my hand again to that. Whoops. Silence! You dare defy me! Hey guys, we should help her out. Yeah, but we're outsiders, so wouldn't that be meddling? Meddling. Oh yeah, Oh yeah, and that's against the rules. The court finds the defendant guilty as charged for the crimes of assault and attempted theft of my heart. Off with her head! She points to the girl and the court soldiers gather around her. No! No! Oh, please! Hold it right there! Donald and Goofy run after him. Who are you? How dare you interfere with my court? Excuse me, but we know who the real culprit is. It's the Heartless... Goofy covers his mouth quickly and looks at Sora. Anyway, she's not the one you're looking for. He points to Alice as the Queen leans on the bench, tapping her finger. That's nonsense. Have you any proof? She smirks next to a speechless Sora and Alice. To a speechless Sora, there's no dot here or any space there. That kind of confused me. Bring me evidence of Alice's innocence. Fail, and it's off with all your heads. Gather as much or as little evidence as you please. Report back here once you're ready. Or Sora talks to Alice while a card soldier stands guard. Who are you? I'm Sora. I'm Goofy, and there's Donald. Pleased to meet you, though I do wish it were under better circumstances. I'm sorry you got mixed up in this nonsense. Why are you on trial in the first place? I should like to know the very same thing. Apparently I was guilty from the moment I took the stand. That's crazy. So, where are you from? Curious. I can't quite remember. You see, I found this mysterious rabbit hole. When I tried to peek inside, I tumbled in head over heels, and I found myself here. So you're from another world? That's funny. Maybe you don't need a ship then. What do you mean, another world? Enough! The defendant will be silent. They enter the Lotus Forest and look around. There's a cat. It steps off and places its head back on its body, grinning inconsistently. Who are you? Who indeed? Poor Alice, soon to lose her head, and she's not guilty of a thing. Hey, if you know who the culprit is, tell us. The Cheshire Cat has all the answers, but doesn't always tell. The answer of the culprit. Cats all lie in darkness. Wait! They've already left the forest. I won't tell which exit. There are 4 pieces of evidence in all. The 3 are essential to find. The 4th is tricky. Big reward if you find them all. Should we trust him? To trust or not to trust? I trust, you'll decide. He disappears. The trio defeats Heartless in the Lotus Forest before finding some of the footprints near a large flower. After climbing to one of the treetops, Sora finds a hole in the trunk of a tree. They enter it and find themselves in the bizarre room again, this time on top of the huge stone stove. Near the 2 burners, they find a stench. They return to the Lotus Forest and travel further in, finding a large boulder and several Dalmatian puppies. They climb the boulder and reach a lily pad where they discover an antenna. They travel along lily pads. They see a hole in a high corner of the woods. They make their way over and enter. They fall into the bizarre room, on top of a faucet sticking out of the wall. Jumping to a nearby wooden ledge, they find some claw marks. After saving this evidence, the Cheshire appears on the faucet, still grinning. Well, look what you found. Nice going. Now we can save Alice! Don't be so sure. She may be innocent, but what about you? What do you mean? I won't tell, but I will give you something. The Cheshire Cat gives him the blizzard spell and disappears. They return to the Queen's castle and speak to a card soldier. Are you ready to present the evidence before the Queen? Yes. Very well. Council, step up to the podium. Sora. Gosh, the names of... Sora stands at the defendant's table, while Donald and Goofy are in a separate box. Now, show me what you found. Sora presents their 4 items of evidence. Well, that's certainly a lot of evidence, but I'm still not impressed. Cards! Bring forth my evidence! The cards present the Queen's box of evidence, and the 5 boxes are shuffled around to Sora's confusion. Checking all 5 would be a waste of time. Alright then, choose the one you wish to present. I'll decide who's guilty based on that evidence. What? After all the trouble of collecting it? You dare object? Then you will lose your head! Now choose one box! Sora chooses one of the boxes. Are you certain? No second chances? I'm sure. Now we shall see who the real culprit is. What in the world is that? That's your evidence. Alice is innocent. Silence! I'm the law here! She pounds on the bench. That. Article 29. Anyone who defies the Queen is guilty. That's crazy! Seize them at once! The podiums and hedges disappear, and a large cranked tower rises from the floor. The 10 of spades run over to the The 10 of spades runs over to the tower's gear and turns it, raising Alice's cage at the bench. The queen lifts her fan and the cards leap into battle. Cards! If they touch the tower, you lose your heads! They begin attacking the red and black card soldiers, who come at them with axes. After knocking a couple out, they flutter to the ground, unconscious. Get them, you fools! Stop joking around! Sora runs up to the Queen of Hearts, who tries to fight back with magic from her fan. Sora dodges this and knocks her over, exposing her heart's patterned bloomers. At this point, the card soldiers freeze on the spot for fear of their queen. Sora runs back over and starts slamming the Keyblade into the crank tower, with each strike lowering Alice's cage. Why, you! Eventually, the tower starts to crack and shatters to pieces. The flamingo head holding up Alice's cage drops to the ground, and the curtain pulls back. Sora runs forward as the Queen of Hearts peers over the bench to see an empty cage. She must have gotten kidnapped while we were fighting. You fools! Find the one who's behind this! I don't care how! The card soldiers run in various directions at the Queen's orders. Sora talks to the card soldier in charge of Alice's attorney. I just looked away for a moment and... Gosh, Sora, Donald, and Goofy walk back into the Lotus Forest and see a flower sneeze up by the rock. It lands near the pond and the Cheshire Cat appears, standing on his front legs. Have you seen Alice? Alice? No. Shadows? Yes. Where did they go? This way? That way? Doesn't matter. Left? Right? Up? Down? All mixed up thanks to the shadows. Step deeper into the forest to the deserted garden. You might find shadows in the upside down room. And then there's just a bunch of things. Ah, yes. Thirsty flowers. Give me a potion now. It'll make it bigger. There's a bizarre room. Get through that. A bunch of different things. I'm not gonna read out all of that. They're hiding somewhere in the Momoraf's grave. Want to find the shadows? Try turning on the light. The cat vanishes and Sora jumps onto one of the lamps and lights it. The cat reappears on the other lamp. It's too dim. Make it brighter. What next? One more lamp that you need to light. The cat disappears and Sora lights the other lamp, summoning the cat. All the lights are on. You'll see the shadows soon. They'll arise in this room, but somewhere else. The shadows might go after that door knock, too. The cat leaves and they make their way back to the Queen's castle to enter the correct way into the bizarre room. Upon entering the room, they spot the Cheshire Cat on the table. You'll have a better view from higher up. The shadows should be here soon. Are you prepared for the worst? If not, too bad, buddy. You're gonna die here. Or something like that. Sorry. Too bad. Are you prepared? Well, that's too bad, buddy. Really bad. He points upward, and the enormous Trickmaster Heartless appears. It lands on the floor with its accordion-like hands and jumps over the table, landing on its large pointed boots. It stands up to its full height, towering over the table, unraveling both of its long arms. It stares down at them with its 5 stuck hands. I just realized I should probably put on... wait, did I accidentally... I pressed the microphone instead of the button. Okay, what is... Oh, right, it's the battle music. He points upward and the enormous Trickmaster Heartless appears. It lands on the floor with its accordion-like hands and jumps over the table, leaning on its large pointed boots. It stands up to its full height, towering over the table, unraveling both of its long arms. It stares down at them with its 5 stacked heads. It folds its arms together and pulls out 2 giant machetes, twirling them in the air. Sora gets a running start, leaping off the table and striking at the Trickmaster's faces as it raises its matches high in the air. It slams him down on the chair, sending it flattened onto the floor. Sora jumps up, using the length of his keyblade to deal blows to the Trickmaster. He knocks it out for a second, and it falls down to its knees. But not for long. It starts to sing to itself and swings wildly, hitting Donald, who shrieks. It continues twirling the matches, walking over to the stove. It bends over the stove and lights them, sending fireballs at the three of them. Goofy blocks them with his shield, and Sora sends a blizzard spell, effectively putting the fire out. After several more hits, the Trickmaster lowers its arms and falls to the ground. It attempts to stand, but crashes to the ground, its arms laying at its side. A large heart floats off his torso and disappears. Sora hears a noise behind him and turns, seeing the doorknob yawning. What a racket! How's a doorknob to get any sleep? It yawns widely, and they see a keyhole inside its mouth. A light shines around Sora's keyblade and reacts with a will of its own, pointing at the keyhole and releasing a beam of white light. They hear a locking sound, and the doorknob finishes yawning. What was that? You hear that? Sounds like something closed. A small green object falls to the ground in front of them, shining. This gummy ain't like all the others, no sir. Okay, I'll hold on to it. Donald picks up the gummy block, and the Cheshire Cat appears on the table, peering down at them. Splendid, you're quite the hero. If you're looking for Alice, she's not here. She's gone. Off with the shadows into darkness. The cat vanishes with his grin. No, let's go back to our gummy ship. We might find her in another world. We gotta go to a save point to return to our ship. Yeah, it's breaking the fourth wall we are. Okay, Olympus Coliseum. I'm gonna just... like, again... wait, I pressed the wrong button again. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's... They enter the Coliseum gates, where two giant golden statues of gladiators clashing swords stand around the entrance. They walk through the grounds and enter the Coliseum. Walking into the dim lobby, the cracks in the stone visible underfoot. A satyr is putting up a sign on the wall near an entrance. A closed sign is tied in the dark doorway, and a large pedestal is placed against the wall near a lit torch. Sora walks up to the busy-looking satyr. Good timing. Give me a hand, will ya? Move that pedestal over there for me. He points to the pedestal, still facing the sign up on the wall. I gotta spruce this place up for the games. Sora, Donald, and Goofy walk over to the pedestal and attempt to move it, but it doesn't budge. It weighs a ton. They talk to the satyr again. It's way too heavy. What? Too heavy? Since when have you been such a little... He turns around, expecting to see someone much taller. He looks down at Sora. Oh, wrong guy. What are you doing here? He hops down to their level and gates over... He hops down to their level and gates towards Donald, who backs away. This here is the world-famous Coliseum, heroes only! This here is the world-famous Coliseum, heroes only, and I got my hands full preparing for the games, so run along, Pip squeaks. Look, it's like this. Heroes are coming from all over to fight ferocious monsters right here in the Coliseum. You got heroes standing right in front of you. Goofy places his hands on Sora's shoulders, and Sora smiles. Yep, he is a real hero chosen by the Keyblade. And we're heroes too. Heroes that runt? He laughs loudly, slapping his large belly. What's so funny? I fought a bunch of monsters. Hey, if you can't even move this, you can't call yourself a hero. You can't call yourself a hero. He wears himself out and sits on the ground, trying to catch his breath. Okay, so it takes more than brawn. Well, let's see what you can do. This trial is tough. You got what it takes? You ready? I'm ready. Let's see what you got. We enter the Coliseum, where several piles of barrels are set up around the arena. The rules are simple. Bust all the barrels within the time limit. Ready? Go! Sora takes out all the barrels with seconds to spare. Not bad for a beginner, that is. Sora blasts through a harder course. You know, you ain't bad, kid. And then, hey, you're better than I thought. And then they return back to the lobby. You know, you ain't bad, kid. Sora scratches his head, chuckling. Looks like I'm headed for the games. Afraid not. 2 words. Why not? 2 words. You guys ain't heroes. Goofy counts on his fingers. Come on. Want to become a real hero? Start by mastering this spell. Phil gives... Actually, I understand why Falcatese Phil gives them the thunder spell and they walk outside, stopping when they hear a voice. Rather than a stubborn old goat, wouldn't you say? Who are you? Whoa. Hold on there, Fuzzboy. Wait, let me guess. You want to enter the games, right? He walks over to them, the blue flame dancing on his head. He stands behind Sora, placing his long-fingered hand on his shoulder. Well then, hey, get a hold of this? A piece of papyrus appears in Hades' hand, much to Sora's surprise. A pass? She starts to leave after giving him the entry pass. Good luck, kid. I'm pulling for you, little shorty. I don't know if there's anything. You know what? Yeah. I am not great with this entire thing. Wow, it's almost 2 hours. I've been reading for almost 2 hours and it's like 12:39, 12:40, around 12:40, 39, something like that. Hey, how did you get this? Can we enter the games now? Well, I guess so. We start with the preliminaries. Some real weirdos signed up for the games. You better watch yourself. You ain't real hero. You're no real heroes yet. But you ain't doing bad. Lucky you came to me for coaching. Something tells me he'll be a tough one to beat. Who knows? Maybe you'll end up facing him. The trio fights through more matches and speaks with Phil. Say, you're better than I thought, kid. Wish he was here to see this. Who? Hercules. He's a hero if there ever was one. Too bad he's off visiting his father. They fight through more of the preliminaries and celebrate while Hades watches from the barracks. That little punk is your next opponent, okay? The blonde soldier leans against the wall next to him. Now, don't blow it. Just take him out. The great god of the underworld is afraid of a kid? Sorry, but my contract says... I know! You think I don't know? I wrote the contract! I know it says you're only required to kill Hercules in this tournament, but you've gotta fight the kids to get to him. Come on! It's like a old goat said. Wait, I misclicked. It's like the old goat always says. Rule 11, it's just a game. So let loose and have fun with it. I mean, a casualty along the way is no big deal, right? He smiles and Cloud stands up and walks away. Jeez, stiffer than the stiffs back home. Still, suckers like him are hard to come by. In the darkness behind him, a large creature snarls. Oh boy. Hey, I wonder if there's... Oh yeah, I know this is the battle music, blah 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 blah. They went through the battle, that's it, that's that. They end up going through the battle and stuff. I'm not going to read all of that. Oh, right! There was one other rule I forgot. Accidents happen. The beast moves in to attack Sora, but is pushed back by an incredibly strong man. Herc! Hercules holds back the monster, shouting to Phil. Phil, get them out of there! The four of them race out of the Coliseum. Phew, that was close. That was Cerberus, the guardian of the underworld. Herc should be able to handle him. But then again, maybe not. This doesn't look good. I hope Herc's okay. Wish I could go in. Sora starts to run back into the Coliseum. Phil, you're not entering the arena, are ya? This ain't just some match. This is for real. I'm not afraid. You can decide if I'm hero material or not. Careful, kid. Sora and company re-enters the Coliseum area, where Hercules has Cloud slung over his shoulder. Cerberus... I cannot for the life of me pronounce that correctly. Names are dumb. Cerberus's giant jaws bearing down on him inches away. The beast's ears perk up during their entrance and they turn around, allowing Hercules to run Cloud to the lobby past Phil. Okay. I don't think that there's a boss battle theme for this. I haven't really played. So, kid, I got 2 words of advice for you. Attack! Cerberus roars and stomps around the arena, sending large fireballs at Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Sora manages to stay out of the beast's path. Donald sending thunder spells at its 3 heads. One of the fireballs heads Sora's way, and he deflects it with his keyblade, hitting the center's head square in the eyes. The beast stops roaring and attempts to bite him as he attacks. Backing up, Cerberus rears up on his hind arms and drops to the ground, sending a shockwave to the trio. Sora heals with a potion as the beast's mouth foams with dark energy. It moves forward, sending dark matter spewing out of its mouth into the ground. Sora rolls to dodge as the energy pulls and shoots up from under him. Goofy, finding a way on top of the beast, sends his shield flying at the multiple heads. Sora moves in as it tries to bite at Goofy and knocks out the beast, which falls to the ground loudly. Later, Hercules and Phil are addressing Sora, Donald, and Goofy in the lobby. Phil reads from a piece of papyrus as Hercules stands with his arms crossed. Thus, I hereby dub thee junior heroes, and confer upon thee full rights and privileges to participate in the game. Further, hey, what do you mean junior heroes? Yorke still don't understand what it takes to be a true hero. So, what does it take? Well, that's just something you'll have to find out for yourselves, just like the way I did. He smiles. No problem, we'll start by proving ourselves in the games. There ain't gonna be any games for a while. He motions to the closed sign over the arena entrance. Gotta clean up the mess from that last battle first. Okay, we'll be back. He waves and 3 of them leave as Hercules waves goodbye and Phil strokes his beard. I can't believe that Squirt actually beat Cerberus. Hercules to Phil. Just between us, I'd already worn Cerberus down by the time the little guy jumped in. The door is closed. The door closes. My lips are sealed. At the Coliseum gates, Sora sees Cloud sitting near the exit and walks up to him. Hey, are you alright? Cloud looks up to see him. Yeah. So why did you go along with him anyway? He leans his head pensively on his hands. I'm looking for someone. Hades promised to help. I tried to exploit the power of darkness, but it backfired. I fell into the darkness, and I couldn't find the light. You'll find it. I'm searching too. For your light? Sora nods and Cloud moves closer to him, placing something in his hands. Don't lose sight of it. He starts to walk away, and Sora nods and looks in his hand. How about a rematch sometimes? Fair and square, no dark powers involved. He moves towards Cloud, waving his hand in the air. Cloud turns his head, running a hand through his hair. I think I'll pass. Despite this answer, Sora smiles as Cloud leaves. With Sonic Blade in hand, Sora exits the Coliseum, the door slamming behind them. Later that night, Hades stands in the Coliseum gates, fuming. He holds a Hercules statue in his hand. He's strong, he's kind, he's always there for you, and he's handsome to boot. He's perfectly infuriating. He makes me crazy. Hades turns red, roasting the statue, the hair on his head blazing hot. He explodes in a burst of flames. As the smoke settles around him, he catches his breath and returns to his cool blue shade. Wait a minute. What are you worried about? All the pieces are in place? Relax. Here's what you'll do. Let Hercules train the kid, and in the next games, I'll take care of them both. He makes his fist as the horned witch appears behind him, her staff held firmly in her hand. Who invited you to the party? Stay out of this. This is my show. As you wish. Fight to your heart's content. Okay. Hades smirks, nodding, before noting the witch's tone and scowling as she disappears. And now, we are at the deep jungle. I'm going to Kingdom Hearts. I cannot seem to find the battle music place. Hey Donald, maybe King Mickey's down there. In a backwater place like that? No way. Let's move on. Hold on. Riku and Kairi might be down there. Let's check it out. Forget it! We're on an important mission. Just land! No! Come on! Sora and Donald fight over the controls of the ship. Ah, phooey. We're landing! The ship starts to shake and then descend. Don't touch that! No! The ship hurtles towards the world, and Sora falls out of it into a large treehouse. Crashing through the roof, he sits down on the floor, rubbing his head. Ow, my hand. Donald? Goofy? Out of the rafters, a claw appears. Sora looks up in time to see a leopard pouncing in his direction. Sora leaps up and blocks with his keyblade. He jumps back as the leopard lands on the wooden floor and knocks Sora away. Which I should probably put on battle music and stuff. The leopard roars and tries to claw at him, but he slides away and strikes with his keyblade, sending it flying across the room. After a tough struggle, it lies on the floor, tricking Sora into coming closer. Suddenly, it leaps up and roars as someone enters through a hole in the ceiling. He spins around the rafters and lands on the floor, and leaps to the floor. As the leopard pounces at Sora, the man blocks its bite with a spear. The leopard struggles wildly, its jaws clamped around the spear. The man knocks it back, glaring at it. It snarls before leaping out a window. Sending shards of The wild man puts away his spear and addresses Sora. He has long brown dreadlocks and wears a loincloth over his toned body. He stands low, his knuckles touching the ground like an animal. Saber, danger. Thank you. Thank you. Huh? What is this place? The man moves closer to Sora, awkwardly invading his personal space. This place. Okay. Where did the others go? I feel like I pressed something wrong again. Oops. Okay, where did the others go? He gets no response from the wild man. Look, I got separated from my friends. Have you seen them? Friends. Right, my friends. There's two of them. The loud one is Donna. You know what? Never mind. I'm looking for my friends, Riku and Kairi. Look for Riku? Friends? Right. Kairi, friends? Right. Friends here. Really? Huh? The man speaks something and I cannot pronounce that. Huh? The man repeats. Friends here. Not sure I understand, but show me. Take me to Riku and Kairi. Tarzan, go. And I'm Sora. Tarzan, go. Sora, go! Tarzan opens the door and they leave the treehouse. Meanwhile, Donald and Goofy wake up on a mound in the bamboo thickets. Gosh, where are we? He looks up to the sky. I sure hope Sora's okay. Who needs him? We can find the king without him. He feels something soft on the edge of the mound while reaching for his magic wand. Huh? He looks down and comes face to face with a young gorilla. They both scream, and he and Goofy hear a rustling in the jungle. As the gorilla runs away, he leaves a gummy block behind. Donald looks over and sees it shining on the ground. The rustling continues, and the two swallow hard in fear as a tall man carrying a rifle enters the thickets. Tarzan jumps from the balcony of the treehouse, crawling over the netting below, and leads Sora down the tree by sliding on its branches. They land at camp, where several tables with equipment are laid out near a group of tents. They enter an orange tent and see a woman fumbling with a projector. Jane! Tarzan! Oh, and who's this? Hi there, you speak English. So then, obviously, you're not related to Tarzan. Are you here to study the gorillas? Highly doubtful. Sora! Goofy! Donald! Sora and Donald realize what they're doing in part, crossing their arms to Goofy's surprise. They scowl with their backs turned. A circus of clowns. Not much use for hunting animals. The tall man walks back outside. Mr. Clayton, we're studying them, not hunting them. This is research. Well, the more the merrier. Do make yourself at home. Well, anyway, I'm staying. Huh? Sora, look what we found. Look at this. He holds out the red gummy block. What's that? A gummy block. It's the same stuff we used to build our ship. So that means the king could be here. So we gotta work together to look for him. For now. Fine, I'll let you take along. For now. Apparently Tarzan was raised in the jungle by the gorillas. Communicating with him still isn't easy, but he's learning. So he was speaking in gorilla back there. Ah, that's right. You're looking for your friends? You said Riku and Kairi are here. In one word I couldn't understand. Jane showing them the projector. Why don't we try this? We'll show Tarzan some slides and see if any of them match the word. Oh, what happened to the slides? Sora and company searched for the slides around the campsite. They talked to Clayton during their search. Clayton's the name. I'm a hunter, not a researcher. What? No, I'm not trying to hunt the gorillas. But they're so rare, I just like to get a good look at them. They return to the tent and give Jane slides. The first shows a radiant castle, which serves something within Sora. What's wrong, Sora? What? Nothing. This place, it just looks so familiar. How? I've never been off my island. They show the rest of the slides to Tarzan. Well, Tarzan? Where are my friends, Riku and Kairi?
Надо следить за этим очень, потому что лекарства аппетит ухудшает. Надо кушать, даже если голодный. Даже можно. Это очень...
Я пошла погулять.
Я знаю.
Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. You know what? I'm gonna just put this back here. Around here. Put this down here, and so I suppose I'll finish this off in an hour or so, finally. Don't really think I finished the entire script. It's like about 1/3 done? 1/3 done? For 2 hours. That's kind of great. So yeah, I'll finish this off later.